Thank you, Michael. I just want to start by extending a personal welcome to all of you. I think our 2012 America's ShipConstructor User Conference is certainly, it's a different type of user conference than the ones we've done in the past in Victoria, and I think some of the things you're going to see over the next few days I'm certainly excited about them, and I hope you take away that level of excitement as well. Michael mentioned that the theme of our user conference this year is empowered engineering. Our past user conferences, as well as our company focus, has largely been about products. Empowered engineering is all about broadening that focus to focus on more than just the individual products that we sell. But before I get more into what we mean when we say empowered engineering, I do, as Michael said, want to take you on a little bit of a history tour of ShipConstructor. Where did we come from? What were we focusing on at the time? Why were we focusing on that? Because I think that will be critical to understanding of where we're going as a company in the future. So this is where it all started. The company was founded in 1990, 1989, depending on who's counting, by Rolf Otter. Many of you have probably met Rolf in the past. He's on a catamaran in the Mediterranean right now. Earned every minute of it, but he's enjoying himself immensely. The company at the time was focused very much, it was a small company, focused very much on solving very immediate challenges, very immediate problems. And at the time, it was doing so with two very focused products, NC Pyros and ShipCam, at very opposite ends of the spectrum. Later in 1995 to 1997, those were the CAD-Link days. The overall suite of products is called CAD-Link. ShipConstructor came along later. And the three products we were delivering at the time were Structure, Ship Report, and the nesting product. But it's key to note that at that time, Structure was really just a more intelligent way. It was an intelligent way of automating and scripting AutoCAD commands. Most of the intelligence in the software was in the AutoCAD environment. Some of the customers that we actually developed that product with were using AutoCAD in that exact same workflow in a manual way. So it was automation of an existing routine and existing functions. Ship Report was an access database, very similar. It was built upon Microsoft's technology. And I think that was really the first transition that we became really just a provider of plugins for other people's technology and other people's products. We didn't sell our own or create our own products. In the beginning of the last decade, ShipConstructor 2001, which is the second product that I was involved with, was released. And most of us internally, as well as our clients, still think of that as the SQL Server version of ShipConstructor. We talk about that release as the first version on which all of our technology is based on Microsoft SQL Server, which would allow us to grow the capabilities, the scalability, and so on of the product. And to some extent, that's true. But what wasn't as obvious, even to us internally at times, was that a transition was taking place. And what I mean by that is products like our piping product, which we released at the time. It was the first product that we truly released where the primary intelligence of the product, the interaction with the product, the creation of information within the product, and the logic behind what was done was developed entirely by us. The other technologies we used, like SQL Server and like AutoCAD, they were engines that our software would drive to get something done when the user needed it to be done. And that, to me, was really the true turning point when ShipConstructor started to become the type of company that we are today. In 2004 and 2005, we released ShipConstructor 2005. We also renamed the company at this point to ShipConstructor Software Inc. And every time I say ShipConstructor 2005, I smile a little bit internally because, to many in the company as well as many of our clients, that product is very iconic of that era of technology. It's looked upon very fondly by many of our users. But what we were quickly realizing, and our clients were realizing, was that version of the software and the technology behind it was one of the biggest things holding us back in terms of of moving forward and going where you wanted to go and where we wanted to go. And that was the old underlying technology that product was built upon, as well as, despite the fact the addition of other intelligent products like hull, like HVAC, and so on, the structural product was still, and some other products as well, were still very much of a scripting, automation, and sort of mentality. To get into a bit more detail in terms of what we mean when we say that, and we had many requests at the time for new capabilities as your business has changed. And we had many initiatives, strategic initiatives internally that we wanted to move forward on. And many of those we just couldn't in a cost-effective way for you or for us. And some of those things were distributed workflows, scalability to larger and more complex products, advanced modeling techniques like parametrics and associativity, and enterprise integration, ERP, PLM, PDM systems, and so on. So we knew something new was needed. And I think many of our clients knew that something new was needed at the time as well. And what was that? That was ShipConstructor 2008. Many of you, I think most of us, know that ShipConstructor 2008 was the technology platform on which all of the products that we deliver today is based. In that product and in all the products that sat on that technology, the relationships and intelligence, both in the database and in the 3D model, far exceed what is available in AutoCAD or in SQL Server by themselves. And those capabilities that we were able to add based on that technology, things like DD-ROM, project split and merge, standard assemblies, weld, pipe supports, and so on, as well as a lot of improvements to the existing products. And Pat David has a presentation on that this morning, which really shows a lot of the things we've done since we created this platform of technology. But in terms of transitions, this was, for us, the key moment at which we became solely a vendor of enterprise-level products. That plug-in mentality, that automation mentality was gone. All of the products we delivered had their own intelligence and were focused on solving specific challenges. And looking forward to the end of this timeline, you can see, I think, the results of that platform of technology and that transition in the company. And we're delivering more capability and more products, more improvements to our existing products today or in the short term than at any time since 2000 to 2005, which was the heyday of ShipConstructor development. But, and I'm going to get to the point about empowered engineering now, some of these products and capabilities are different than the ones we've created in the past. And we're delivering more than products, as Michael mentioned. And all of that falls under the umbrella of what we call empowered engineering. We have two parallel meanings. We think of two different things when we throw empowered engineering up there, or we have a conversation about empowered engineering. The first is the little e engineering, the task of engineering, the activity of engineering. And that's focused on increasing the capacity, capability, and effectiveness of an individual user involved in engineering tasks. And that's something that we're going to continue to do. It's something we do through improving our products and some of the other things we're doing. But the more significant change, or the more significant element of empowered engineering, is the big E engineering, as Michael was saying. And that's focused on the department of engineering, what it represents in the organizations that all of you represent. These days, engineering with the uppercase E is asked to do far more within the organizations that you represent. You're creating far more information, far more complex information, through far more complex workflows than ever before. And we've had a lot of discussions with a lot of the people in the room, our clients overseas, and so on. And we've asked them and we've asked ourselves, what can we do to help you overcome some of those challenges? And from my perspective, importantly, we've asked, what does our company need to do to become the kind of company that needs to begin helping you to address some of those challenges? And some of the answers that we've come to are, there's three main categories in terms of where we're going. The first is products, and that's still the core. Any solution, any talk about empowered engineering needs to be centered on products that belong in that overall solution. One of the key products that we're doing that's different than ones we've developed in the past is enterprise platform, and Michael touched on it a little bit. But the enterprise platform is, ShipConstructor today. We believe, we market it, people are using it as what we think of the most accessible solution that exists today. The data, the information in a ShipConstructor project, whether it be through Autodesk, through AutoCAD, through the APIs that exist, through SQL Server and going directly to the database, is the most accessible solution that exists for the type of work that we do. But we're taking that a step further. As that information and the workflows around it becomes more and more complex, we don't believe it's sufficient to just say, there it is. We want to help you make it available to the people that need it whenever they need it without having to go and get it, figure out what information they need. So products like Enterprise Platform are targeted at doing that sort of thing. Products like our marine drafting product, which is targeted at enabling you to use ShipConstructor early in the process to generate accurate, effective class approval drawings from the 3D model that will be used for engineering. And products like electrical, the long-awaited electrical software, that rounds out the overall disciplines within a ShipConstructor solution, as well as many others that you'll hear about over today and the next few days. Strategic partners. There's a lot of products, both within engineering and outside engineering, that tie into an overall ShipConstructor solution. And we've taken the initiative over the last couple of years to start establishing relationships with some of the key vendors of other products that we see in our ShipConstructor clients' organizations. Over the next few days, you'll hear about some of their products in the context of how they work in a ShipConstructor solution and in your environments. And a lot of those will center around the enterprise platform. The enterprise platform will be our key bridge to not only our products from our strategic partners, but also all of the other products that you use in your organizations. And finally, services. ShipConstructor, our goal is to still make it as simple and as intuitive as possible. But because of the increased capability and all the increased challenges and what you're being asked to do, that bar in terms of what simple means today isn't the same as what it meant 10 years ago. With all of that increased capability in the software that responds to challenges that you're being asked to solve today, added to the extra dimensions of things like empowered engineering and all of that new products and capabilities that we're delivering, what simple means today isn't the same as what it meant yesterday. So we believe that we can help you and work with you, as Michael was saying, Dennis's experience with Ingalls recently. We can help you to get the most out of ShipConstructor in your environment and empower that big E engineering. So over the next 3 days, as you listen to the other presenters in their sessions and have conversations with each other and with us, I'd encourage you to think about what all of those conversations and what those presentations mean in the context of empowered engineering. And also think about what empowered engineering means to you. And I look forward to chatting with all of you about empowered engineering and other topics over the next few days. And again, welcome you to the user conference, America's ShipConstructor 2012. Thank you.